Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to get into why it's so important to cut toxic people out of your life. So one of the things that you have to understand about toxic people, this can come in many forms. They can be abusive to you, they can be crazy, they can be just nasty in different ways, or they can just bring you down. They can just be really negative people. The thing with toxic people, a lot of them were not born that way. A lot of toxic people come from damaged pasts, right? So damaged relationships, or growing up in their own negative household where the environment rubbed off on them, going through past hurts or pains, or being used in the past or taken advantage of. A lot of times that happens in relationships. People who have been very mistreated in the past will mistreat their current partner, right? So what I want you to understand is that toxic typically is due to the fact of past pains or damages that have never truly been rectified, never been fixed. So in some way, shape, or form, you could almost have pity for those kinds of people as opposed to be angered at them for how they treat you. So what happens is, let's say that you broke your leg. Let's say you broke your leg when you were a kid and you never got it set. You never went to the doctor, you never got it taken care of, and it just, instead of getting the bone straight, and instead of getting the proper therapy, physical therapy to fix your leg and to get it back to where it needs to be, back to as close to 100% as you can get, instead of doing that, you let your leg just sit. You let your leg just heal. The problem is that with the bone not being straight, and with the leg being broken and the way that it was, you're gonna basically walk with a limp the rest of your life, because that leg is gonna heal like crooked, right? Well, it's kind of the same thing within your mind. If you have damages from the past, or you have, emotional trauma or problems, again, whether they be from the environment or from past relationships or from whatever it is, these past pains, they don't just go away. They do heal, but they heal crooked, right? So it's almost like you end up limping with your mind, as opposed to, I just got sun in my eye. Nice. Look at that. Perfect. All right, well, I got another eye, so I don't need that. So you end up, your mind ends up getting healed crooked, and therefore it skews your perception on things throughout the rest of your life. Now, let's say that you're not one of those people, and you're the person on the receiving end. Well, what happens with toxic people, they have skewed perceptions on things, and they oftentimes mistreat people and mistreat yourself. So on this journey of mine, I've had to cut out a lot of toxic people. The most difficult people to cut out, and the reason I'm getting into this is that on your journey, you're probably going to come across a ton of toxic people as well. And if you want to reach anywhere in life, your goals or whatever it is that you're looking to achieve or get to, or even if it's just to keep mental inner peace, you have to cut these people out of your life. The most difficult people to cut out of your life are going to be people you have some form of feelings for, whether they're relationships or deep friendships over time, or family members. There may come a time where you have to cut out your family members, and that can be traumatic for some, but you have to understand that every single thing in life, everything is transactional. Everything. You guys are only listening to this video because you're getting something from me. I'm only making this video because I want to get something out there. Everything in life is transactional, no matter if you're purchasing something or if you are spending time with somebody. You're getting something from them, they're getting something from you. The other thing to understand is that everybody is selfish, including myself, including you. Everybody's selfish. We never do anything for unselfish means. What I mean by that is that even if you go and help somebody, if you look at the core reason of why you're helping them, it makes you feel good about yourself, or it makes you feel like they're not going to yell at you for not helping them. It is a selfish reason. The most benign people in the world who are doing the most sweetest things for people or donating money or doing all that, they're always doing it for selfish means. It makes them feel good inside. The only problem when being selfish is a bad thing, is when it becomes parasitic and you are taking from somebody for selfish reasons for you and they're not getting a fair trade in the transaction. The reason I bring up transactional relationships is because every single relationship is transactional. When you look at the toxic people in your life, again, whether family members, relationships, somebody you're emotionally attached to, you have to look at it as a transaction. You have to. And if the transaction is no longer serving you, you have to pull out of that transaction. It's much like driving a car. If you have a vehicle and your wheels fall off, well, you're going to try to get the vehicle fixed, because the wheel falling off is not a horrible thing. Well, I mean, depending on how fast you're driving at the time, but the wheel falling off can be fixed. But if the engine blows up and it takes the transmission with it and the car catches on fire, I mean, you're not just going to sit in that vehicle, because it's going to end up tearing you down. It's going to end up killing you, actually. And the same thing with toxic people. You can't be around toxic people for too long before their toxins enter into your life's bloodstream. So the same way you would get out of that car, you have to get out of that relationship. You have to get out of that friendship. You have to leave that family member to find their own path, find their own way. You can't be dragged down into that. So what I'm getting at with all of this, we all have toxic people in our life somewhere. You have to distance yourself from them. Because if you want to get to where you need to go, it's similar to carrying a boulder around on your back as opposed to just walking upright. You have to remove these people from your life because they will tear you down whether or not they mean to. The fact that they never fixed the broken leg from when they were younger causes them to walk with a limp within their own mind, and they're going to fuck with your mind. And when it comes down to it, it may be difficult to cut these people out, but you'll be a much better person for it, and you'll be way closer to actually achieving the goals of which you want to get to by having positive people in your life and people who have taken the time to go within themselves and actually fix the problems that they have, because not all the problems are physical. It's a blight, or a plight? Yeah. It's a plight on us as a culture, as a people, the fact that we fix broken limbs and we try to look, good, and we go to the gym and we do all that kinds of stuff, but we don't fix the main traumas that we have, which are all psychological, that are all inside. And then we go around and we infect others, which is obviously not a good thing, and we spread the toxins. So if you guys have anybody in your life that's causing you to go down in your life, or is tearing you up, you have to weigh it. You have to put a pro and cons sheet together to actually take the time to understand, should this person be in your life or not? What are you getting from this transaction? Is this person uplifting you? Do they bring value to your life for the value of which you provide them? Or are they just being parasitic? Do they suck from you? Do they use you for different things? Are they tearing you down in one way, shape, or form? Whether it's emotionally or monetarily wise, or whatever form of toxin this person is bringing to your life, even if they don't believe in you and they put you down for what you want to go for, even if it's passive aggressively, you have to understand, if you want to get to where you want to be in life, you have to cut these people out. Done.